Coming up on Messenger, we'll begin with news from around Canada. Next, Pastor Edwin Martin will show us how staying physically fit helps strengthen our faith. Finally, we'll explore the growth and lasting impact of It Is Written Canada with Mike and Renee Lemon. Don't miss this inspiring and uplifting episode. Welcome to Messenger. Today, we're focusing on how we can strengthen our faith by trusting in God. Jeremiah 17 verse 7 says, "But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him." This verse reminds us that faith is more than just believing. It's about living it out every day. Trusting God, even when things are uncertain, is how we exercise our faith. It helps us become agents of hope to those around us. When we trust in him, we become a light in our communities. We share his love and messages of hope. We invite you to join us in spreading hope through our ministry. To donate, visit agentsofhope.ca, where you can give by debit, credit, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. E-transfers are also accepted at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca. You can mail a check payable to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada to the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H 1H8. Or give us a call at 1-855-4HOPE-TV. That is 1-855-446-7388. Together, we can make a difference. Let's share God's hope and love with the world. Let's get started. Welcome to today's news update from across Canada. We've got some inspiring stories to share with you today. From hardworking volunteers at Camp Hope to a powerful message about mental health awareness among youth in Alberta, there's a lot to cover. First up, we head over to Camp Hope in British Columbia. The first mini Work Bee of 2024 took place on March 24. Volunteers gathered under sunny skies to lend a hand in preparing the camp for the busy months ahead. They were washing, raking, and freshening up the lodge's gardens. The team worked hard to remove the remnants of the winter season. Many families working together ensured that the campgrounds were in great shape. 2 pressure washers ran full force, and piles of snowplow debris were cleared away. Even the smallest hands helped pick up sticks and branches left behind by strong winds. What an inspiring example of teamwork and community support. The efforts didn't stop there. The camp has many more mini bees planned as they gear up for a busy season of service. Huge thanks to everyone who participated. Now, let's shift our focus to Alberta. Students at Chinook Winds Adventist Academy are championing mental health awareness. The students put together an incredible campaign to help their peers understand the importance of mental well-being. They explored conditions such as ADHD, PTSD, and anxiety. Their message was clear: anyone can face challenges with mental health at any point in life. The students created posters, cards, and videos using their voices to advocate for change in their community. They delivered over 100 handmade cards to fellow high school students. These cards reminded them that they're not alone. The students discussed the importance of unity and care in preventing suicide. Others spoke about the need for properly funded mental health care. Their campaign ended in a chapel ceremony where the class shared powerful Bible verses. They included Philippians 4 verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." It's truly inspiring to see how these young people take such an active role in spreading awareness. They're fostering a caring community. Both these stories, whether it's the hardworking volunteers at Camp Hope or the young advocates at Chinook Wind's Adventist Academy, show us the power of community, dedication, and faith in action. These are at the heart of it all. These individuals are living examples of how we can come together, how we can serve others, and make a difference in our world. Thank you for tuning in to today's news update. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and updates from around Canada. During the 3 years of the pandemic, so much changed for all of us. We lost loved ones, jobs, and even simple routines that kept our lives moving forward. Today, we're talking about what life looks like after those years of isolation. Joining me today is Abigail Matthew Amarim, an undergraduate student and columnist for the Messenger magazine. Abigail will help us reflect on the past and embrace a hopeful future. Abigail, can you share your thoughts on how we can start to recover from those losses?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the first most important thing to do is to recognize what those losses were, and that's something that I did. I've done some of my previous articles looking at like losses to our culture and things that we've lost collectively. But for every person, it's going to be different, and the way every individual person's life changes is going to be different. And once we recognize those things, I like to remember what's said in Psalm 34. Which is that God is close to the brokenhearted. And so in our losses, in the things that have changed and maybe are confused and are different, we can remember that God is always close to us in those situations, and that we can have comfort in that knowledge.
Although things are back to normal, many of the habits and changes from those years have stuck with us. Some may say we have become more socially isolated. How can we rebuild that sense of community and friendship that we lost?
So I feel like friendship takes a lot of time and effort just in general. And so if we just want friendships to just come back, they're not going to just come back just because we want them to. We have to make effort, and we have to, it's more than just like trips and hangouts and like going to brunch. When we want to have friendship and community, we have to be willing to take on a little bit of inconvenience, go out of our way, go out of our comfort zone for other people. And when we start doing that, when we start like making time for other people in our lives and putting ourselves out there in that community, we're going to see that come back.
Even with all the challenges, there were some unexpected positives, like spending more time with family or learning new skills. Can you share some of the positives that came out of the pandemic for you personally?
So, I learned a lot of new skills during the pandemic, but one thing that was really cool for me is that I was able to spend a lot more time with people that I hadn't been spending time with before. So like my cousins and I, we used to spend a lot of time together when we were very young, but as we got older, we all had different things to do. But because, of the pandemic and because nobody had anything to do, we started spending a lot more time together and like going on walks together. And we still do those things to this day. And, that probably wouldn't have happened if we had not had this, pandemic and lockdowns and stuff. So I think there's a lot of positives that came out of that as well as negatives. There definitely was for me.
That's great. You emphasized the importance of moving forward and not dwelling on the past. How can we focus on the future and make the most of the opportunities ahead of us?
So I'm going to give you a quote from one of my favorite authors, which is J.R.R. Tolkien, and that is to say, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. And so, we can't change the things that happen in our generation. We can wish that they hadn't happened, but they did. We all have challenges, we all have stuff to face, but we can decide what we do about that. We can decide, how we move forward, and we can choose to view the future as being like bleak, but we can also choose to view the future as being bright. And I think that is really important, what perspective we take forward, and, just being proactive about doing things that are new and facing those challenges and trying to overcome them.
Yes, that's wonderful. As we return to normal, what's one piece of advice that you'd give to someone trying to find peace in this new reality?
I'm going to say what I always say, which is pray. And like Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever. I don't know exactly what verse that is, but it's in a couple of different places.
Yes.
So, Like, yeah, the world is changing. The world is always changing. But we can have comfort and we can have surety in our faith. And like when we pray and we are always like in walking with Christ, we can. That is consistent. That is constant all through everything in life.
Yes, it keeps us going.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for sharing your thoughtful insights. As we continue to adjust to life post-pandemic, let's remember the hope that comes with each new day. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hello everyone, my name is Ivaldo Vicente and I'm the editor of the Messenger magazine. I trust you've been enjoying the programming on Hope Channel Canada so far and have been inspired to bring hope to your community as well. I do want to take a moment to remind you of all the ways that you can watch The Messenger. You can visit hopetv.ca or on our YouTube channel at Hope Channel Canada. You can also view it on the free Hope Channel app, which can be downloaded onto your phone or tablet via the App Store or Google Play Store. You can also download the app on your smart TV via Roku or the Amazon App Store. And make sure to select Hope Channel Canada. Finally, we're also on cable TV under channel 893 on Eastlink, Delta and Coastal, and also channel 94 on City West. Now lastly, I do want to share that as you're watching these programs, you may be wondering how you can get to know more about Jesus and how he can bring more to your life. As Hope Channel Canada, we always say there is more to life. And so if you want to find about that more, we have a Bible study platform called Hope Study that can help you do just that. Please visit hopestudy.ca to learn more and register yourself. Thank you again for watching and joining us in this movement of letting Canadians know that with Jesus, there is more to life.
Thank you, Abigail, for your reflections. As Jeremiah 17, verse 7 reminds us, blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Trusting God is something we need to practice, just like physical exercise. Pastor Martin, the Pathfinder Director at the Ontario Conference, will show us how staying fit can strengthen our faith. Over to you, Pastor Martin.
Hey Pathfinders, it's Pastor Martin here. Today we're going to talk about something super important. Exercise, not just for our bodies, but also for our faith. I brought a couple of fun things to show you how it all ties together. We'll see how staying fit can remind us to stay strong in our faith. Let's start with this jump rope. It's simple, right? You jump and it helps you build endurance. But think about it. Just like jumping rope strengthens your heart and lungs, praying and reading the Bible strengthens your relationship with God. The more you do it, the stronger your faith becomes. Jumping rope isn't always easy. Sometimes you might trip or miss a step. That's like life. Sometimes things don't go the way we plan, and we mess up. But we won't quit. We pick up the rope and try again. The Bible says in Proverbs 24, verse 16, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." Just like we keep jumping, we keep trusting God, even when things are tough. Now let's talk about these weights. They might seem small, but when you lift them over and over, they make your muscles stronger. In the same way, when we face challenges, they might feel heavy at first, but those challenges help us grow stronger spiritually. When you have a problem, like struggling with tough subject or dealing with friends, It can feel like carrying a heavy load. But God reminds us in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Lifting weights builds muscle. The same way, trusting God makes our faith stronger. We might start with light weights, but as we trust Him more, we grow stronger. Now here's a fun challenge. Grab a jump rope or something you can use at home. See how many jumps you can do in a row. As you jump, remember every jump is like a prayer or a step of faith. Keep going, even when it's tough. Just like exercise keeps our bodies healthy, we need to keep exercising our faith in God. Prayer, reading the Bible, and helping others all build our spiritual strength. Remember, God is always with us, supporting us through every challenge. So the next time you pick up a jump rope or lift a weight, think about how you can grow stronger in your walk with God. Let's keep trusting, praying, and moving forward.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Campbell Daly from Agents of Hope, and I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for taking your time to watch the Messenger program with Adriana Joy Lewis. Your support means so much to us, and we hope you have been inspired by the stories that have been shared so far. I also wanted to share with you how you can join this movement and become an agent of hope. Most importantly, we desire your prayers. Please remember those who are involved with Hope Channel Canada and the production of its programs, as well as the different initiatives we will have launching throughout the country, and for the hearts of people all across Canada to be open to learning that in Jesus, there is more to life. Lastly, your financial support would be greatly appreciated, and any amount makes a huge difference in impacting Canadians. Please visit agentsofhope.ca so that you can donate online via debit, credit, Google Pay, or Apple Pay. If you prefer to donate offline, you can e-transfer us at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca or mail a check to Hope Channel Canada at the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H1H8. Thank you once again for joining us on this journey, this exciting journey.
Thank you, Pastor Martin, for that inspiring message on staying strong in our faith. Let's turn our focus to It Is Written Canada. This ministry has been helping people strengthen their faith for 50 years. Mike and Renee Lemon are here to share the incredible journey of It Is Written Canada and its lasting impact. Welcome back, Mike and Renee.
Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you very much, Adriana.
From a small local broadcast, It Is Written Canada grew into a national and international ministry. What were the key factors that helped it expand and reach larger audiences?
Well, Adriana, to begin with, it didn't start off as It Is Written Canada. It started off really with Henry being interested in just broadcasting the message. It wasn't to make some big multimedia or anything. He was just wanting to get the message out and get Bible studies. And so it was radio stations, it was securing airtime at TV stations, and small to begin with, and then it grew. And then you got Bill Santos eventually came on, and he was trying to get on CTV. So he wanted to get from coast to coast. And so it was just too expensive. There was no way he could do it. And then he ended up speaking to Maria. And Maria was this Italian agent who could work in getting into the media. And she secured some amazing airtime on CTV for a lower cost. So she was a really hard-nosed negotiator. And she's still with us today. Well, actually, she just passed away recently, and so her son is Marco is working for us, and he gets us some good airtime for a good cost. So those were key factors as he moved on, and now of course getting into the internet and doing that kind of work to really get that message out there. Yeah,
That's wonderful. Henry was known for thinking outside the box, whether through door-to-door visits or using media. How did his innovative spirit help the ministry continue to evolve and stay relevant?
Well, Henry was a visionary, and he just didn't give up. Like I said, he was very persistent, and his faith was amazing. He just kept pushing forward, and I think Uncle Didi had a big influence on his life, who was his uncle and was an evangelist. And ever since he was a little boy, he was 4 years old, and he said to his mom, he said, "Mama, one day I'm going to be a baptizer and a preacher, just like Uncle Didi." And so Henry Fire Robin had this burning, he was really on fire. He just wanted to be an evangelist. He wanted to share, and he wanted to introduce people to Jesus.
So he was really innovative, and being that type of kind of entrepreneurial spirit that he had, he got that from his Uncle Didi, he got it from his father, who was also a businessman. And not just him, but I think every single person who took on the reins here, from Sean Boonstra, he kept it relevant, he kept it real. He read widely, very entrepreneurial spirit, and the same with Bill, with Chris, with all of us. It's just sort of this vision that God gives you, and you trust Him, and
Yes.
and He's the one who makes it happen. And the message is always relevant because the message is the truth, and that truth is relevant and it's universal, and it reaches people where they're at.
Right.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, It Is Written Canada has touched so many lives. Can you share one or two stories that illustrate the lasting impact of this ministry on individuals or communities?
Wow, measuring the impact is really a hard thing to do. But you start understanding when you meet people, and we've met so many people. I mean, probably the biggest impact, the Santos family from the beginning. They were the first one who came in, and it was Isabel and her husband Joe, and then her children and her grandparents and her parents. Everybody came in. It's just one person watches the program, and it just watches. It spreads from there. We meet people on the road. Myself, I grew up in an orphanage. I didn't know anything about the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I was watching It Is Written. And there was a lady who was a house mother in the orphanage where I was. Her name was Linda. And recently, we were in Regina, and her sister, Pauline, was watching It Is Written, came in through an evangelistic series that It Is Written was running in Regina. And so now she's a member of the church there. We meet people all the time. So yeah.
I've been communicating with this lady that's in prison, and of course you can only watch TV in prison, and so she's been watching our programs. She wrote to us asking for the free offers. And then she started inviting her roommates
her prison mates
to come and watch It Is Written Canada with her at 11 o'clock on
Wow.
CTV. So she was being a little witness.
And doing Bible studies with them.
And doing Bible
So it's
studies.
extra.
So she's already completed 2 of our courses, Discover Bible course and Focus on Prophecy. Yeah. So she's finished 2 of those Bible study courses. And so it's so exciting to see how we are reaching people.
As we celebrate 50 years of It Is Written Canada, what do you think are the most significant contributions of this ministry? And how can it continue to grow and reach people in the future?
So I always think of Doug Bruce, who told us, now Doug worked from the age of 16 and usually behind the cameras with Henry. And he went to a town or a city in Canada, and there was a man there who said, "Can you come to my house?" They went to his house, and he had a whole library of all of the broadcasts of It Is Written Canada. And this man isn't a church member. Doug said we didn't even know this man existed. So what is the impact? We don't know. When you broadcast a message, people are watching in their homes. We know that when we get on an airplane, people will meet, and start talking to us and praying with us, and we'll meet people in shopping malls, in grocery stores. And so, what is that impact? We don't know, but we do know that God knows that this is reaching people where they are. And we have to be faithful in sending that message out.
Adriana, Mark and I also are very passionate about connecting with people and meeting with people.
Yes.
And so we have started programs because family and health is very important to us. So we do Prescription for Love programs, we do 1 Week in Paradise programs, where we've partnered with other ministries and also with healthcare professionals so that we can connect with people and just share the gospel with them and join with churches and visit all different churches doing these programs. We also have one where we do with youth and one where we talk about technology. So this is really our passion, to connect and to go to churches and just meet people where they are in the churches.
And meeting them in their homes, one-on-one, you know, or wherever they are. And people actually meeting us somewhere and saying, can you pray with me? People we don't know. And they'll just say that to us. So having those one-on-one contacts, having people contact us and saying to us, or just this past week, we were in Yarmouth in Nova Scotia, and there was a group of people who we were giving, we were counseling with them, and we were also doing a Prescription for Love program, helping them with their marriage. And they said, you saved our marriage. I mean, this is
Wow.
encouraging to us. And so we're getting that kind of an impact. So we look forward to the one-on-one and meeting people where they are. Yeah.
It's amazing the work that you're doing and
Praise
how
God.
you're touching so many lives
Praise the
for
Lord.
Christ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike and Renee, for sharing these incredible stories. It Is Written Canada continues to inspire and bring hope to so many people. If you'd like to learn more about their work or get involved, visit their website at itiswrittencanada.ca. Let's remember Jeremiah 17, verse 7. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Trusting God strengthens our faith, just like we've seen through these stories. If you'd like to support the work, you can become an Agent of Hope by donating. Visit agentsofhope.ca, where you can give by debit, credit, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. E-transfers are also accepted at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca. You can mail a check payable to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada to the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H1H8. Or give us a call at 1-855-4HOPE-TV. That is 1-855-446-7388. And for more stories like this, subscribe to The Messenger magazine. You can get a free subscription through your local Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada, or a yearly subscription that costs $20. Thank you for joining us today. Keep trusting in God's plan and continue being a messenger in your community.